Okay, guys, good to see everybody. Glad you could be here. Miss seeing you all. Hopefully, we'll get to spend a little more time together next week. But for today, if you haven't already noticed, I've put up a bell ringer for you. And basically, that bell ringer picks up where we were back before Christmas. This is a little different version of it. It's actually still a linear equation. But remember the assignment, the Google Slides that I had you guys post about whether the ordered pair was a solution or not? Well, now we're getting ready to find solutions or ordered pairs to the equation without them being given to us. All right, so what I want you to do, and this isn't a real hard problem if you look at it, but what you want to try to do is find an ordered pair. Remember, an ordered pair was the parentheses with the x coordinate, comma, and the y coordinate. Go ahead and find an x and a y that make the equation true, okay? So remember, to find out if it's a solution or not, you take the ordered pair and you plug x in for x, y in for y, and you see if it satisfies the equation. So come up with 3 ordered pairs that would make this true. In other words, 3 different x's and y combinations that would satisfy it, okay? I'm gonna give you guys just a few minutes while I finish taking roll, and then I'll be right back with you, okay? Okay, have you guys come up with a couple, or have you just been sitting there? I hope you haven't just been sitting there. It's lazy. Need to get back into the work here. So what does an ordered pair look like? Well, remember, an ordered pair is just a parentheses, and the first coordinate that you find in there is the x coordinate, and the second coordinate that you find is the y coordinate, okay? And so what you guys needed to do was just come up with 3 solutions to the equation. So here's an ordered pair that I'm going to check to see if it is a solution, okay? So somebody tell me, what do I have to do to check and see if that ordered pair is a solution?
You have to plug in 3 with the y and then 2 with the x.
Hey, Riley, good to see you. You're exactly right. So you were just supposed to come up with your own ordered pairs and plug these in. This is just the first one I come up with. So I'm, like Rylan said, I'm going to plug in 3 here for y, and then the 2 in for the x, and I'm going to see if this satisfies the equation. So did this give me something that was true? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, Yvonne. Good to see you. Good to see you. And so that's true. So that tells me that this is a solution. Okay. Now, what if I would have plugged that in and it would not have given me something that was true? What does that tell me?
It's not a solution.
That it's not a solution. Yeah, it's real simple. Did somebody else come up with one? Somebody else give me one that you tried.
I tried did you just like put random numbers in?
Right. You could do that and just guess and check, or you could kind of look at it and say, okay, X is going to be +1 right here, and that's got to equal Y. So basically, X is going to be 1 less than Y, or Y is going to be 1 more than X, right? So you can look at it and kind of tell what it's got to be. What'd you try, Tavon?
I tried 5 is the X.
Okay.
And then 1's obviously the Y.
Just a 1 like that. Okay. So let's plug in Tavon's ordered pair and see if it was a solution. So plug in 1 for Y. And again, I'm just doing another one here. So 1 for Y.
Oh, no. I meant 1 as the end. I thought that was what Y was.
1 as the what?
1 is the end. 6 is the first one. I put 6 at the first one.
Okay, so Y is equal to 6. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I got confused.
That's okay. So you plugged in 6 right here for Y.
Yes.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
And then 5 in for X. And so did Tavon come up with something that is true or false?
True.
Yeah, it's true. So what does that tell you about Tavon's ordered pair, 5, 6?
That it's a solution?
You are right, Mr. DeHaven. It is definitely a solution. Okay. So today what we're going to be doing, and actually practicing again tomorrow, is we're going to be finding solutions for these linear equations. Do you remember what the term linear means? Think about the root word for linear. What does that have to do with? A line. You're right, Rylan. So these equations are actually lines, okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding how to graph these lines using a term or using a method called plug and chug, okay? And two of the videos, the last 2 videos I gave you, one, it said like a T-table, and the other one was on just graphing linear equations. That's what those were. That method that they used is called plug and chug. And so what they're doing and what we'll be doing is finding 3 ordered pairs that are solutions to this linear equation. Now, let me tell you why that's important to us, okay? If ordered pairs are solutions in the world of equations, that means you plug them in like we just did and it gives you something that's true, right? But in the graphing world, when you have ordered pairs that are solutions, they are actually points on the line. And so what we can do is if we know we've got 3 solutions, we can graph those ordered pairs, and that gives us 3 points that are in a straight line, and we just connect the dots, and that is our line, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing today. And so let's see if we can't get to that here. All right, I got new technology I've been working on. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. Can you guys see my board okay, the coordinate plane?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. All right, so if you don't have any graph paper, try to get some. You should have had some already, but if that's not something that you have, Just take a piece of paper, go ahead and draw your coordinate plane, and don't draw all these grid lines. Just draw little tick marks like this right here. Okay. Go ahead and put arrows on the end of it, because remember, those are our axes. They're our number lines that keep going. This is the X, and this is the Y. Okay. And so this thing is called Plug and Chug. And you can go ahead and laugh at that name. I did. But Plug and Chug is kind of like the original way to graph a linear equation. Okay, is it the fastest? No. Is it accurate? Well, it's a graph, so not always the most accurate, hand-drawn graph. But the great thing about Plug and Chug is it works with any equation. Okay, like let's say that you guys, your senior year in high school, you want to take calculus or pre-cal, and you've got some type of equation that you don't know what it looks like. You can use Plug and Chug, and it will give you an idea of what the picture is when you graph it. I mean, you've got all kinds of graphs. I mean, you've got curves, you've got circles, you've got step functions. You've got, I mean, just all kinds of things, lines, these linear equations that we're talking about. And so Plug and Chug works, okay? I can remember using Plug and Chug in college just because I wanted to know what a function looked like, okay, or an equation, what it looked like. And so Plug and Chug, again, is not the quickest. It's not going to be the fastest way and easiest way that I teach you to graph, but it is a way that works every time, okay? So you need to put that down in your notes. Plug and Chug is one way to graph linear equations, all right? And so we've got 3 steps that I'm going to give you that hopefully will help you with Plug and Chug. The first thing that we do is we actually pick our X values. Okay, and so I gave you a video that had this thing on it called a T-chart, and it looked like this. Okay, some people call this a T-chart, some people call this an input-output table, some people call it an XY chart or XY table, but basically it is a place where you put ordered pairs. The X coordinate is on the left side, the Y coordinate is on the right side. And with this method of finding solutions to the linear equation means finding ordered pairs that fit, right? And so what we can do, the method is we can pick any X value that we want. And so I'm just going to pick some easy numbers for X. I'm going to pick 0 always. I'm going to pick 1. And let's just go ahead and pick 2. But now I could use any X values that I want. I could use -1,000,000. I could use 80. I could use 1/2. I can use any numbers that I want, but these numbers are easy to deal with, or easier most of the time, okay? And so I've got my equation. Let's go back to it. It's Y equals X plus 1, okay? And so the second step to Plug and Chug, you guys need to be writing this down, is that we're going to plug in our X values. Well, where are we going to plug it into? Okay, well, obviously the equation. Okay, because what we want, we can pick any X that we want, but we have to find the specific Y that goes with that X. Okay, so like we just can't pull a Y out of the sky. Y out of the sky. You guys like that, don't you? We pick our X's, but we plug in each X and find out what Y equals when X is that number. Okay, so that's actually our third step, is we're going to chug, that's what we call the chug, to our Y values. Okay, that's a Y right there. All right. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to take the first one, the 0, and we're going to plug it in. We've picked our x values, 0, 1, and 2, and you'll use 0, 1, and 2 every time. Okay, you don't have to, but these are going to be the easiest numbers to use. Okay, and I'm just going to plug them in one at a time and find out the y that matches it. Okay, so here's the equation: y equals. Now remember, I'm subbing in the x for 0 for x first. So 0 plus 1, and that gives me y equals 1. So when x is 0, y is equal to 1. Now, here's what you've just found. You've just found an ordered pair that is a solution to the equation, just like we'd been doing. But what's going to happen, the reason this is important to us is because these solutions are actually points on the line. Remember when we started, we reviewed graphing this ordered pair. We graph an ordered pair and it's a point, right? Well, these solutions are points on the line. So let's find another one. All right, let's do y equals, well, we're going to check 1. So everywhere there's an x, I'm going to plug in a 1. So when x equals 1, y is equal to 2. So 1, 2 is my ordered pair that is a solution. If you plugged in x is 1, y equals 2, it would satisfy that equation. Okay. All right, let's do the 2. So y equals, and again, these are separate problems. So let's plug in x is 2. So y equals 2 plus 1. So when x is 2, y is equal to 3. Okay? So now I've got 3 solutions for this equation. They're ordered pairs. I plug them in. It makes them true. Now, go to the graphing world. Why is this important? Because these points, when I graph them, they should be a straight line. And when I connect those dots, that is y equals x plus 1. So 0, 1. Oh, I want to change colors. So let's try black. So 0, 1 is right there. 1, 2 is right there. 2, 3 is right there. Now, what do you notice about the 3 dots? Those 3 points.
They're in a line.
Yeah, you're right, Tavon. They're in the line, and actually, they are on the line y equals x plus 1. So what I can do, and I'm not very good at this yet, is I can draw my line. And all that is, these are solutions to the equation. That is the line y equals x plus 1. Okay? All right, so let me go through plug and chug again. Plug and chug is actually where it's a way to graph linear equations. It's not the quickest, it's not the easiest, but the reason I teach it is because it works every time with whatever equation you've got, okay? And so what we do is we draw a t-chart or t-table, and we pick our x values. That's the first step in plug and chug. I pick 0, 1, and 2. Do that every time. It's going to be the easiest numbers, okay? Then I need to plug in those x values into the equation. So I plug in 0 for x, and I'm going to find out what y is by chugging, and we say chug to our y values. That just means you're going to solve the equation for y. Okay, what is y when x is 0? What is y when x is 1? What is y when x is 2? And that's what I did over here in the red, green, and the orange. Okay, now once I get those ordered pairs, they are solutions to the equation. I graph them, connect the dots, boom, I've got my line. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can't give you another one. You guys liking my fancy colors? Mr. Corbin's fancy, isn't he?
Very.
Thank you, Tavon. I'm glad at least somebody wants to talk to Mr. Corbin. I missed you guys. Doesn't seem like you missed me at all. All right, let's try this on for size. Y equals 2x. Let's do plus 3. Okay. Everybody, go ahead and draw your t-table. Your input-output chart. We're going to input the x's, and we're going to find our y's. You guys go ahead and try that real quick. Do we have some people come in? Let me see. There's Layla. Did I see Hunter come in? Yep, there you are. Hunter, how you doing?
Good.
Layla, you doing okay? Hey, Layla. Layla. Hey, Layla. Is she still on here?
She left the meeting.
Huh?
Oh, now she's back. She's back now. She left.
Layla, are you there? Hello, Layla. Layla, are you there? What'd she say? Somebody tell me, did she just post something?
She
Yeah.
said that she can't hear because of her internet or something.
She can't hear because of the internet. Well, how did she know to answer me then?
I ain't got a clue.
I don't either. Okay, did you guys come up with something here? All right, so again, we picked our x values, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, and so I'm going to test each one and find out what the y is that matches with it. So let's do that with the 0. All right, so I'm going to take the original equation. What does it mean when I have a number against a variable? What does a number against a variable mean?
Multiplication.
Yeah, it's not a trick question. When I have this 2x right here, that means 2 times x, okay? And so y equals 2 times 0 because that's what I'm plugging in for x, right? And so that's 2 times 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. So when x is 0, y is 3. All right. Let's do the next one. Let's do 1. So y equals 2 times parentheses 1 plus 3. Okay. And so that's y equals 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3 is 5. So when x is 1, y is 5. Now these are solutions, right? They're ordered pairs, just like we had with parentheses around them. Okay. So don't freak out because they're in this table. They're still the same ordered pairs like we were working with. All right. All right, let's try the 2. So y equals 2 times 2 plus 3. So that's y equals 4 plus 3 is 7. All right, now what have I just found?
All three of
What
them
have I
are
just
linear
found?
equation.
Oh, okay, good try, Ryland. The y equals 2x plus 3 is the linear equation, but what are the ordered pairs to the equation? Starts with an S.
Solutions.
You got it, brother. They're solutions, okay? Now, some smart person out there tell me, what does that got to do with the graph? Why are we looking for these solutions?
To see if it's a dot on the graph.
Well, actually, Tavon, if they are solutions in the equations world, then when we move over to the graph world, that's what they are. They're points that are on the line. So when I line these up, when I plot them or when I graph them, then they all should be in the straight line, and I can connect the dots, and that gives me y equals 2x plus 3, the line. So here's 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And like I said, I'm not great at this yet, but kind of got a little crooked down here, didn't I? Let's see if I can do better there. That ain't much better. All right, but there it is. Okay. So I just can't, for some reason, I can't leave it like that. It looks terrible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that looks better. But that's it. Okay. That is the line y equals 2x plus 3. Okay. So let me go over it one more time. Plug and chug. It is a way to graph linear equations. What do? I'm going to use a T-chart, input-output table, and I'm going to pick X values. That's step number 1. Pick any X's that you want. Second step, we're going to plug each one of those into the equation, and we're going to chug to see what our Y is that matches up with it. When I get those ordered pairs, they are solutions to the equation. When I put them in a graph, they're actually points on the line. So I graph them, connect the dots, boom, I've got my line. Okay? All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing here today and tomorrow. I'm getting ready to give you a problem, just one equation, and I'm going to have you graph it at home. And tomorrow, you're actually going to present that to us. Okay, you're going to show us what you did and how you did it. All right, I'm going to look at it on the screen and see your work. Okay, and we're just going to practice these tomorrow. Okay, I've got a help video for you. Kind of press that into your brain on Monday. But today and tomorrow, like I said, the homework problem I'm getting ready to give you, and then tomorrow will be more practice with this. Okay. Any questions about what's going on, where we're going, what we're doing?
So you're giving us like a problem to do tomorrow?
Getting ready to give you one right now to do just as soon as we're finished here. Just one.
All right.
One graphing problem.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you guys, get some graph paper because it's going to help you. Okay. Hand-drawn graphs are shady at best. Okay. I mean, they're sketchy because they're hand-drawn graphs. So some things that we use to help us with hand-drawn graphs are graph paper and a straight edge. Just a ruler, the side of a notebook, a piece of cardboard, something like that, just so you can draw a straight line. You see how much trouble I had drawing that? Well, you guys, graphs are going to tell us something. Okay, in the video I'm going to show you Monday, you're going to start seeing where these graphs are used in real world problems. And so if our graph is not as accurate as it can be, then our answer is not going to be very accurate. Okay, so straight edge and graph paper. Okay. All right, let me put up the problem and you guys can get started. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and erase all that.
Can we still use 0, 1, 2 as our X?
I would use that every time, Rylan. And the reason I say use that is just because those are the easiest numbers. Every time use 0, 1, and 2. Now you don't have to, but I'm telling you, those are going to be the easiest numbers, okay? All right, here's your equation. Y equals negative 4x plus 1. Okay? Now you guys can go ahead and log off and get started on that, get it finished before the end of class. And unless you need something from me, I will say hasta mañana.
What's that mean?
That means I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh.
I think that's what it means. Unless somebody corrects me. Hey, I love you guys. Have a good rest of the day.
You too.
When do we how do we show this to you? Like, do we just show you this tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow you'll present it to us.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Try to be on time tomorrow, boy.
Well, I mean, it says I'm so used to 8:15.
Who's 8:15?
The crap. Is it Johnson? Hold on, let me check.
Oh, did she tell you 8:15?
Hold on.
I'm just messing with you. You just get on here, okay?
Yeah. When do you usually start it?
8 o'clock when
8
class starts.
All right.
Yeah. All right, boy. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.